Hey everybody. I recently got a question on my YouTube channel about a GMC Denali Road Bike. It's a brand new one. Guy that's got it. And he says he's having problems with it changing gears and stuff like that. Go ahead and explain how these derailleurs and stuff work. How to configure one, you basically have your tensioning screw here for the cable. That right there. And you have your high side screw. As you might be able to see, there's a little H here. And you have your low side screw. These are limiter screws that stop the derailleur from going too far over here or too far down here. When you get your bicycle, if you order one brand new out of the box, chances are it's still going to need some tuning up in terms of this area. I had to do it to this one not long after I got it from Walmart in 2006. Basically what you do is you'll put it into 7th gear, or the highest gear you have on the bike. Recommend putting the bike off the ground so you can pedal it with your hand. And what you'll do is this particular gear here needs to be more or less in line with the 7th gear. And what you would do is loosen this cable to where it's not tensioning against the derailleur, and you'll set either, I think it's your low side screw or your high side screw. It's been a while since I did it, so it may be backwards, I don't know. We'll just say you'll adjust the particular screw, and you'll see the derailleur move a little bit because there's like a little pawl inside here that stops, and more or less it'll push the derailleur up a little bit as you turn the screw, thus limiting how far it goes down. And you want to have it set correctly with this, and then you'll more or less tighten up your tensioning, and then try to shift over to first. And if it goes too far past the first gear, it'll cause the chain to go into the spokes, which these bikes come with protectors, but of course after I get mine tuned up I remove the protector. What you'll do is you'll pull this up into first, and matter of fact you can probably even push against your derailleur and see how far it'll go, and then adjust the high side screw or low side screw. Can't remember which one it is, just bear with me. You adjust that screw till it pushes back on the derailleur till it won't go too far past the first gear. And then from there on you have your limiter screws set. Then you can shift back to 7th, or just whichever gear you prefer, and then figure out what tension you need on the gears. You'll just run through your gears and see how it does. If there's any clattering or that kind of stuff, you might need to adjust your tensioning a little bit. Another big thing I want to go ahead and mention is if you're having issues with the bike, the skipping in a particular gear, let's say 4th or 5th gear, it's constantly, when you put a certain amount of pressure on the pedals as you're pedaling up down the road, and it begins to just clack, 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 just skip like it's slipping or something. A good way to fix that would be to take some spray degreaser and clean the chain up. I mean, you can actually buy chain cleaners, but I just do it the simple way. I just get me some spray degreaser and I completely clean up the chain. And then what I do is I use bearing grease. I'll supply it all around the chain. And what this does, it lubricates that chain really good with a thick substance. And once that's done, the thing shifts a whole lot better. As you see, there is a pretty thick buildup on here. I've never had any major problems out of doing this. Some people may think like you get a bunch of dirt on there, it'll cause premature wear to the chain. Well, I've been doing this pretty much ever since I've had, I guess I would say, I started doing that when the bike had, I would say, I don't know, 200 or 300 miles on it. Now the bike's got almost 3,000 miles on it, and I'm still using the same chain. The chain still works great like a brand new one. So it's not really damaging the chain, I would say. It actually, I think, helps it. And I do this I'd say about every 500 miles, or just when the chain starts to show signs of not wanting to shift properly. Once that occurs, I'll get some spray degreaser again, spray it down, clean it up, and then re-grease it. Any questions or suggestions, let me know.